Good evening, friends. A beautiful night here at the Mount Thielsen Trailhead up by Diamond Lake. Mosquitoes are not that bad, but they are still out. Got everything ready for a morning start. Gonna attempt Thielsen tomorrow. I have not been out hiking in about a month, so I do not know that I'm in shape for it. So this may just be a training and investigation adventure. But lovely evening here, a couple cars in the parking lot. Gonna get away from these mosquitoes. In the car and ready for bed, just a little bit after 9 o'clock. Two other parties going to climb tomorrow, one fellow over from Coos Bay and a couple who are over from Bend. One of them starting at 3 a.m., a little early for me. My goal is between 6 and 7, or no, not that. My goal is between 5 and 6, but as you can tell, I'm getting things confused, so maybe I will sleep in. One fellow just came down who summited this evening, said he saw wolf tracks on the trail. So that might be a howling good time. That would be kind of fun to see. And I will see you all in the morning, bright and early. Right, we're there. Work our way up to there. We'll cross the PCT along the way. Moon shining through the clouds. Some light starting to appear in the sky. If not light, at least less dark. So sunrise about an hour away, but starting to lighten now. A little early alpenglow on the snow across the way. Got Diamond Lake down below, color starting to appear, especially on the clouds up ahead. First solid view of Thielsen appearing this morning. We will see how far we get today. My goal is not to push it. I haven't been hiking in 4 weeks. It had been intermittent before that. And this is shy of 4,000 feet of elevation by a couple hundred feet or so. So no need to push. It'd be great to summit. But if all I get is a great hike today, that will be success. Hey babe, the sky's on fire, I'm dying. Ain't I hiking Mount Thielsen in my mind? Good morning there, friends, from the Mount Thielsen Trail. A little bit back, a couple hundred yards, we crossed over the PCT on our way up. Beautiful morning out here, as you've seen from the videos. Some beautiful colors on the clouds. Walking through a major burn scar, apocalyptic feel through here. It's warm already. The joy of waking up at 3 in the morning. Forgot to bring shorts and some items. I am hiking in long sleeves to keep the mosquitoes off, and also to help with the sun. Coming back down through this area at the height of the day, height of the sun is going to be a little brutal and scorching, but happy to be out on the trail. As I've mentioned, not sure how far we're going to go today. I'd like to summit, but at shy of 4,000 feet of elevation gain, I've done about 850 feet of gain so far. That's a lot of gain to go. So stick with me, see if I make it to the summit or not. Going through the burned area, most of the trees have fallen down. And with the root ball mounds, it just looks like this area has been under shelling and there are craters everywhere. I did this a few years back before the fire, and I did it in the snow with snowshoes. Very different feel doing it in the winter. At least one boat out on Diamond Lake, they had their mast light, stern light on. when I first started hiking. Hopefully they are catching some fish. First rays of sunlight up there on the peak and also across the way. Mosquitoes are swarming. I'm going to get moving again. Got the rim of Crater Lake right out there. Probably better views once we get a little higher. Coming out of the burn scar, as you see the demarcation line right here. Start screened again. We're 2.2 miles in, hour 4 minutes into the hike. Start hiking exactly at 4:45. 3.3 miles in, about to attain the ridgeline. .9 miles in, on the ridge, past the other junction with the PCT. Someone was camping there, so tried to be quiet. Mosquitoes have gotten better, so I've stopped, taken off my headlamp. Actually had a chance to have a snack without being swarmed, drink some water. Now just continuing along, got about another mile to go, but lots of elevation to come. 4.16 miles in, 2,300 feet of vert so far. I think this is 3,800 total. So in about 3/4 of a mile or less, I've got to do another 1,500 feet or so. Although the last 80 feet of that is just about straight up. Feeling good. Oh, the mosquitoes have found me. They seem to have been my constant companions on this trip. I'm going a lot slower right now. That lets me take in the views. At least that's my excuses. I'm taking in the views, not that I'm out of breath. See the Three Sisters over by Bend. Lamola Lake out there. Diamond Lake down below. I want to say Mount Bailey. I keep thinking Bailey and McLaughlin. Confused, but that's Bailey. Crater Lake rim. Caldera right there. And down in the distance, peeking over right there, Mount Shasta. Slow and steady. Camera won't do justice on how steep this is. Maybe on the way down I'll get the tripod and get some third-person film. But right now, slow and steady, not pausing. Great view of the mountain shadow right there. Lovely reflection over in Diamond Lake. Getting closer, but it is dusty, pebbly, chossy, scree. So I will not be doing a lot of filming. Gonna pay attention to where I put my feet. We're now into full-on scramble mode. I've put the poles away so I can use both hands. It is getting chossy right now, and we'll see how I'm feeling about this. I got a little bit more in me for sure, but if it gets too sketchy for what I'm feeling today, we'll turn around. I give it a 50-50 right now, and that will probably go up. This is what we're facing at the moment. In the sun now, there's our summit block, but once we get up, we'll traverse around to the right, come out from the other side, and here we have the very feared snafflehound, known for being vicious, attacking backpacks and snacks that are left unattended. I have made it up to the infamous Chicken Ledge, which I would also like to give the unofficial name of Wisdom Ledge, because chickening out and turning around can be a good thing in this sport. I'm feeling pretty good right now, so I am going to have a snack, adjust some things in the pack, and then head up. This is our Class 4 Scramble. Looks like lots of good handholds. Okay, friends, we're going to do this. I have taken the jacket off. I've switched stuff into a smaller backpack and decided to take off the visor because it was just a little bit annoying. I need to buy a better visor for fitting under helmets. Snack is feeling good. Gonna tighten up boots, enjoying my Scarpas. Really happy that I've got my Scarpa approach boots here. I've also got their approach shoes. I'll do a review of those at some point. I got them for canyoneering, and they make me feel much more confident. They actually grip on small flakes and whatnot. So GoPro is on, so let's go GoPro and see you along the way. Here's our smaller backpack. We have transferred the Garmin InReach over. It does us no good if it's down here with All right, I've made it about 12, 18 feet up so far, and I am not loving the exposure. Oh, here comes someone from down below. So I'm thinking I might just turn around at this point, head back down to Wisdom Ledge, and enjoy the view. If I were on rope or knew the route better, I think I'd feel better about doing it. But I think for today, this is going to be the literal high point, not the figurative high point. Well, I tried to go back up a second time after watching someone else climb it. I got a little bit farther up on a different side and decided it still wasn't for me. So we're not going to try a third time's a charm. Everyone is coming back down now, so I'm just going to take in the view and then I will head back down. Made it 70 feet from the top. This is still pretty darn good. Crater Lake over there. Making good progress back down. I know at some point I will be back and get on top of Thielsen, but today was a good day. Still just shy of 4 miles to hike out, but we're almost back on the more level portion of the ridge. That's not true. There's a little bit more to go before we're on the level portion of the ridge, but making good progress. Just past the 7-mile mark, heading downhill in the woods. Still a ways to go until we get into the burn. Running low on water. I brought 4 liters with me. I'm down to about 300 milliliters. Been popping noon tablets in there. So next time I know I need to bring 5 liters. If you haven't known me very long, I drink more water than the average bear. But Feels good, still a nice breeze. We're still before noon, making decent pace, but legs are tired. This is going to be upper end of my limit at the moment, but that's good because now we've got a rubric and I know what to work against. So, see you down the trail. About to enter back into the burn transition zone. Some unburned, some burned. Still shade, that's nice. Just got passed by a trail runner. All y'all are a different breed. Much respect, but that is a different level. Oh, and there she is, friends. There she is. We were 60 feet from the top of that. Maybe even a little closer. Or a little farther. Who knows? I don't. Tag. Safely back to the car. Flip-flops are on. AC is blasting. I am tired. 9.91 miles, I believe. I am gonna do the drive home while I've got the gumption, and then I will do a hike debrief once I'm home and showered. So I'll see you in a second. Made it home, am showered, and it's actually 2 days later. I was tired on the drive back and have been moving slow after the hike. But as promised, here's the post-hike recap. Ended up doing 9.91 miles, 3,676 feet of elevation gain and descent. It was a really good hike. Started hiking at 4:45. Took me just about 7.5 hours up and down, and that was with pauses. Woke up at 3 a.m. There were other people in the parking lot who started early, and much to my chagrin, I could not fall back asleep, so that got me up. But it wasn't bad. I made it through the worst of the burn scar while it was still dark, and in a way it made the trip go a lot faster. First 3.3 miles were great, easy trail up to the ridge, about another couple tenths of a mile along the ridge before it started getting steep. Mosquitos were really bad from part of the burn scar up into the ridge, but then it started getting windy and the mosquitoes went away for the most part. About 4 miles in, trail just turns into a scramble, hit some pretty bad choss, and it's pretty crummy rock on the way up, so class 2, maybe class 3, class 2, but 2 plus, and so was using both hands and both feet to go up, and then summit block, things got good again. When I got up there, there were 4 people up top. I did try to go up twice. As you saw, I went up, thought better of it, came back down, and then a gal from Bend came up, put on her rock climbing shoes, and just went zip, zip, zip up. So thought I could follow her, and got a little bit farther, but not as much, and decided it just was not my day. Which ended up being a good choice, because by the time I got back to the car, my legs were tired. And I did slip a couple times coming down in the chassis section. But I also a big appreciation to the folks who were up there before me and who camped in the parking lot, to the fellow who offered to climb back up with his rope and belay me up and belay me down. One of the things I love about the climbing and hiking community is just the friendly people out there. I mean, how awesome is that someone who'd already been up, it was like, I'll go up and throw you a rope and make sure you can get up. So big shout out to the folks from Bend. Thank you for being so kind. I will be back for the mountain. I have faith that I will summit it at some point, maybe when legs are feeling a little bit better, and hopefully maybe with a partner, either to just solo it together or to take a rope. but great hike, and even just making as far as Chicken Ledge, or as I've renamed it, Wisdom Ledge, the views were spectacular. I did the calculation. I think I had about 60 feet left to go, so out of the total elevation gain, I did 98.4% of the mountain, and I'm feeling really satisfied with that. It's also a really good rubric of where I am in terms of health and fitness and capabilities. A buddy has invited me to climb Middle Sister over by Bend in early September, and climbing Thielsen or attempting Thielsen. I know I'm not quite in shape for it, but it's not out of reach if I spend the next few weeks doing some conditioning. So as always, thanks to all of you for coming along, especially if you've made it this far and are still listening to me. Thank you. It's really nice. I appreciate all the comments, the likes, and the support, and it's fun running into some of you out on the trails. So wishing everyone great trails and great adventures, and I will see you next time. Happy trails, friends.